Alrighty, so ladies, if you are all back, please make sure to hit your check marks up there in the little circles.
Check marks.
If you mouse over the circle in the center and just click once, that'll be your back.
Where at? On
In the chat bubble on the Fantasy Grounds table.
okay.
I'm going to assume that you were the last person to check.
Me?
Yes. That you have not hit your check mark yet.
Did I do it? Oh, I see it. I see it. Sorry.
There you go. Okay. So
Yay.
yes, what I do is when we go on break, I'll put up this is called a vote. And you can put a check mark or you can put an X. If you click the second time, it would be an X. So that way I know when everybody is back so we can start up again. But I'm not back. I'm not here. That had to be Madison being a smartass.
Yeah, I want to
Or-
be different.
Yeah, we all know you're different.
Oh, she's different, all right.
All right, so yes, the game is taking a kind of a strange turn that I was not entirely expecting. I expected somebody to be doing something crazy ass, but I
Sweet.
wasn't expecting that specific thing.
Leave it to the wife.
Give it to my wife. Once again, playing with you ladies, I'm learning to make sure to adjust my GM style a little bit because you're more story driven, and apparently objects mean nothing.
Yep, we're good for you.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
Hey, I grabbed
So,
the objects I needed.
What?
They weren't shoes. We don't care.
I would turn it on, let it
I
heat
don't
up
have
to
any
about
feet.
that really sucks for shoe shopping for
like
you.
between 5 and 6
No, I
over
just
there.
save a lot of money.
Get hot,
I
and
buy
then
her
do about
boot.
3 minutes, another
She
3.
wears a single Prada on the end of her tail.
We get her those cool little kitschy sweaters.
You get the weird fuzzy socks of different colors and put them on the end of her tail.
Exactly. She gets the fuzzy socks.
Yes.
Tube
would
tops or
appreciate that.
dresses for her.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, so ladies, as we come back, the Livingston has been destroyed.
Yeah,
You
I don't know.
are
I think that was a good
lost in
idea.
space, in a sector of space that none of you knows anything about. And the shuttle
Non-stick.
is currently powered down after that hellacious kick that an exploding FTL drive will do with with things around you. You do know that there is an inhabited world 1 astronomical unit away, which is 1 light year. What would you like to do at this point?
Is this shuttle capable of going at an appropriate speed to reach this planet?
We're gonna find out.
I'm just wondering
So,
if one of us would know offhand.
We're gonna find out together.
yes,
Yay!
we're all going to find out together.
I'm gonna power up the craft again.
Okay. Well, when the craft powered down, the Livingston hologram disappeared because, of course, there was no power there for a minute. So go ahead and you power the ship back up, which is, you don't even need to roll for that because you are a pilot. You do understand how to do that. Aries is also a pilot. She understands how to do that, and she is sitting in the co-pilot seat. I'm assuming everybody has buckled themselves back in.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
As Lox picks herself up off the floor.
I meant to do that.
It's all right. You still look
Very
cool.
nice.
By the way, if you ladies would like to actually see pictures of each other.
Yay, pictures.
So that's what you guys look like.
Awesome.
There you go. Now you can all see each other. This is what you look like.
In fact, looking at my picture, Aries reaches into one of her pockets and she pulls out a paper-made cigarette and lights it up. So what's your plan? Should we put out distress signal? She drags at her. Oddly smelling.
Not yet. Let's take inventory first, then we can decide.
Okay.
We'll see what our range is before we do anything.
So, are you going to take inventory, or are you going to attempt to figure out what the ship can do?
I'm gonna attempt to figure out what the ship can do.
I'll do
All right.
inventory.
Yeah,
And
Echo
you
help
will
with
do it.
inventory.
I
All
can't
right.
count
So,
very high.
Okay, I'll help with inventory then too.
You do that, honey.
In fact, she doesn't even know how old she is. Somewhere between 10 and 35.
wow, that's awesome. That's totally awesome. Aries, please make a note on your character sheet that until you get it repaired, you cannot use the special abilities of your arm
All right.
until you get your repairs. So your injectors don't work.
All right.
From the cold damage. The cold damage has broken out all of your vials, mixed them together, and made them absolutely worthless.
She just ignores it for now. She puts it on the back burner in her head. Hopefully she remembers.
Oh, and chat of course has also just corrected my astronomical unit. I totally had forgotten that one astronomical unit is roughly the amount of time that it takes for light to travel from the sun to the earth. So roughly 8 light minutes versus 1 light year. So that is my bad. One astronomical unit is the distance from the earth to the sun.
All right.
So there you go. Things are actually much closer by. Instead of 300 years in the limp ass Livingston that you would have had to fly, it would be. Oh, I'll make it a hell of a lot shorter. I'll make it something like 5 years. So I need a computer use check out of Locks, while the rest of you are taking inventory.
I climb out of my suit because I'm pretty sure she was inside of it, the Goliath.
Yes, you were. Susie is now changing the color of her dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna use inspiration on that shit.
Okay, so please check off your inspiration point and roll at advantage.
Good roll.
Roll. Okay. You have a version of an FTL drive, sorta. It's more like it's not faster than light drive so much as it is a booster. You have a booster that will get you places faster.
It's FTL light.
Faster than light?
Exactly.
Is that like Moon Moon?
Something like that.
So, you do have that. Would you like to make a navigation check to find out if there is anything nearby?
Yes.
Okay. There is that, you can pick up the inhabited world signal at your current, if you were to use the short range bursts that this thing has, which you only have 3 of in the ship. You would be able to reach that in about a week.
Then that is what we shall do.
Can I do a navigation check too? Because I'd like to kind of double check if there's something nearby. I don't know.
That's just fine. You can go ahead and make a navigation check. So far, Pixis has actually been pretty damn good when it comes to this thing. Hey, well, guess what? Pixis is damn good at it again. She actually finds something that might be a little closer.
Awesome. Good
Then
job.
that's what we'll do.
So instead of a week using those 3 jumps, you can get there in 2 days to a different location.
There's
That
no
works.
toilet in here.
Well done, small purple person.
Little purple sexy person.
So
Which,
2
by the way,
days in
Pixis, are you looking like yourself or are you looking like somebody else today?
Oh no, I'm still myself. I
Hello?
decided not to turn into Jabba the Hutt, so
Okay. So, shall we just fast forward those 2 days?
Yep.
Yeah.
Aries just mentions the toilet condition may be awkward.
A little bit. The facilities may be a little awkward. You are going to get to know each other very, very well. And of course, it would have to be the women who actually discuss. Hey, there's no real privacy or bathroom here.
Just remember, if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow.
I got my wings. I can make my own privacy.
I don't
Yeah.
have to use the bathroom ever.
Echo doesn't understand what the big deal is. She can just stick her tail into a box.
So, Echo, do you have cloaca?
How do you know what that is, first of all?
Well,
Oh my god.
And secondly, Pinky, that's none of your business.
I was just curious. My mentor was meek, they're little dragon, scary little things, and she had told me about them. Personally, I'm happy with my arrangement, but no judgment.
We're changing the subject.
That's awesome.
Give the game master a second while he laughs his ass off.
Yeah, she doesn't care either. She just doesn't understand why there would be any need to be embarrassed about those things.
If I see anything I haven't seen before, I'll throw a credit chip at it.
Anyway, so 2 days later, after we figured out the bathroom and whether or not the Lamia xenomorph has a cloaca,
None of my business.
we we arrive at a planet. The planet does indeed seem to have quite a bit of a habitation to it. And it seems to be relatively high tech.
Awesome.
Over the comms, you hear something start talking. You have no translator matrix activated at the moment. Since Livingston AI is what controls that, you made sure not to turn that back on.
He's a little buggy right now. We're not going to play with him.
So,
Yes.
So in that case, what you hear is basically clicks, whistles, hums, and whirs as over the comms of something attempting to communicate with you, and you have no ability to translate it.
Yeah, we don't know what you're saying. We have no ability to translate right now. Our translator chips are down.
You get a response back. Once again, you do not know what it says.
Again, we can't understand you. Our translator chips are down. We're coming in for landing.
And you get yet another response.
Hmm. Is it in the common tongue?
No.
Yeah, do they seem angry or anything?
That would definitely be an insight check. Apparently, changing your dice color has worked for you. For now. They do not appear to be angry. They seem to be giving you instructions. Without those instructions, and you know this is a pilot, without those instructions, you're flying blind.
I'm gonna power back up the Livingston.
Before we do that, can we set off a distress signal so they understand that we may not be functioning normally?
Well, Lox has already said that that your translator matrix is down,
Yeah.
But
and
do we know that they
apparently either
understand?
they,
Oh, yeah.
well,
they got
you don't
it, so-
know, but they did respond. So, and
So-
yes, all of you can hear it. No, none of you can understand what is going on until the translator matrix comes back up. None of you will be able to speak to whatever may be down there.
Is there
Okay.
any way I can power up just the translator matrix?
A really, really good computer use check. Which, of course, we have Susie rolling. Wow, she did it. She powers up just the translator matrix. And you are getting instructions on how to land. We understand. These are how you land. And you hear the fact that there is a defensive perimeter around this planet with a shield. And they're trying to guide you through the defensive perimeter in order to get to the shield.
Follow the instructions.
Okay. So please make me a piloting check just to make sure you don't bump into anything. So basically, don't roll a 1. I just said it. Now she's going to do it. You're fine. You fly casually, but not too casually. And you're able to pull into a spaceport. It is a large, large planet. The whole planet, as those of you who are up front get to see, you get to see that most of the planet is covered by a single city. Tall, gleaming buildings. There are spacecraft and aircraft and hovercraft all over the place. There's bright lights and many, 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 many starships landed at this port.
Well, I don't think we chose a bad planet to land on so far.
Outside, you see near humans. You know that there are other human-like races and species in the planet or in the galaxy. You do know that there are. You have run across them all. Not all of them, but I mean, all of you have run across them at some point in time in your lives, where you have seen near human species. They could be something slightly different. They could have gills. They could have
Right.
nictating membranes over their eyes. They could be different
Cool.
colors, all sorts of stuff. And what you find here is you find humanoids that are slightly taller than the average human, much thinner, and with like a bluish tinge to their skin.
Oh, okay. I should probably not do the talking.
Rafaela, Lunafia, and Echo. I
Uh-huh.
can't. There's no way that we could have pulled this off without you three. I'm putting in recommendations.
Thanks.
Recommending to who at this point, because you have no idea where you are.
No, I don't, but I know the address to call.
Let's
I
just be
don't
lucky we
know
get
if we
out of
can
here.
trust them.
I like how Lunafia is the first one to go. I don't know if we can trust them.
Well,
She
we
hasn't even
have
gotten
to
off the
keep
ship
in
yet. I don't know if we
mind.
can trust.
We have to keep in mind somebody, if Lox didn't know about it, put something on that ship that she didn't know about, and we don't know who.
Exactly. Exactly, which is why I have people I can trust. They're not the people that loaded my ship.
They are not the droids you're looking for. But the back hatch of your little shuttle opens up, and you get to smell for the first time non-artificial air.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Go have fun, ladies. Don't get in trouble.
I don't smell
Just
anything.
like that.
I was kind of wondering that too. It's like, hey, go have fun, ladies. Really?
This
You're
is
just gonna turn them loose on a planet that you have no idea?
this is awesome. I was on the brig a couple minutes ago, and now I'm running free.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
I mean, I'm not against this, but
Slightly improved.
No, something tells me that a lot of the charges that you guys were brought in for might be skewed or exaggerated.
Yes.
you have no idea.
Very much exaggerated.
So it takes a lot for me to forego orders. You guys have earned that. As I said, behave, don't go far. But you guys have earned at least a little bit of R&R.
I don't mind being given orders. It's what I am used to.
I know. But still, go have some R&R. You've earned it.
As you walk out of the ship into the spaceport itself, you see many, many different species. The predominant species is the one that I was speaking of. There is a mechanic that has come running over and kind of stares at your ship for a second, scratches his head like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this thing?
Hi. I'm Lox. I captain this thing. It was part of a much bigger ship that I unfortunately had to frag a boom.
This creature looks at you, looks down at you because you're much shorter than he is. Matter of fact, he could look Ares probably dead in the eye while she's in her Goliath. And says something over a communications device, which the translators in your communications don't seem to work really well when it comes to him speaking whatever language he's speaking. And something comes back across, and he says, our long-range sensors picked up an explosion. Was that you?
Yep.
Yep.
2 solar days ago.
Yep.
Then could you please come with me?
Of course.
And he kind of is addressing all 6 of you.
All right, ladies. Looks like R&R's been cut short. We got to follow this nice gentleman.
Can I bring my suit? Feel naked without it?
Can she bring her suit?
Well, that's up to Ares. Did she put it on before you landed?
Yes, of course she did, Ares. Yes, she did.
I would say so, since it's a strange new place. As long as he's not like, you can't bring that awesome suit with you.
No, he doesn't say a word about the suit.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he doesn't even look twice about the weapons.
Oh. I'll sheathe my weapons then.
Which he's more or less looking at Lox when it comes to weapons, by the way, considering Lox's guns are as big as she is.
Sweet.
Leave Vera and Petunia alone.
No, he's not doing anything about them. I'm just saying, your weapons are as big as you are, and he doesn't even seem to give a rat's ass. But he does lead you inside to something that you would equate to like a port authority.
Hi.
Yeah, she just trudges along.
Inside, you are all ushered into an audience room or a conference room of some kind. Large table. There's a pitcher of water on a little table nearby and some glasses. Many chairs around the table.
she's just continuing to smoke her herbal cigarette.
As you're walking through the Port Authority and on your way to this room, you guys have seen things like robots. You've seen all sorts of different species. It seems to be a pretty good melting place. But here in this room, there is one of those other tall blue aliens sitting there at the end of the table, and it gestures for you to sit down.
Thank you.
I sit down, my stomach growls really loud.
And what is your business for visiting Praxis?
Oh, we had to abandon ship PDQ and we don't know where we are.
This is the planet Praxis.
What quadrant?
He rattles off a number with some letters and possibly symbols. You're not sure.
How far are we from the Federation?
I am not aware of any federation.
Sheet.
Oh boy.
We're not in Kansas anymore, are we?
No,
Nope.
Toto.
I've done a lot of reading. Have I ever heard of this place before?
No.
Just
No,
checking.
you have not.
Arius.
How far are we from Soul Sitter? How far are we from Soul Sector?
Never heard of it.
Well, ladies, looks like we've gone where no man's gone before.
We
Do
are
you
from.
have a star map?
Yeah, good idea.
He punches up a star map on the hollow screen that comes up out of the center of the table. He points out Praxis. This is Praxis here.
Can you show more of space?
This is all of known space.
Do we have something with our own map on it?
You did. Well, Livingston could always give it to you.
I don't know that I trust that fool.
I have a digital atlas.
Yeah, so do I of the Soul Sector.
Yes, of the Soul Sector. There is nothing lining up on that map that you see in front of you versus your digital atlases.
This is where we're from.
You hand over an atlas for him to take a look at, some star charts.
Yeah.
Okay, you hand over a data pad that has these things on it, and he looks through it. Kind of smiles in a very strange, weird-looking smile, and snorts. This is obviously fake because this is all of known space, and this does not match anything.
You say known space.
You're telling me, buddy.
This is unknown space where we've come from.
Well, if you've come from a place that has that kind of space, then yes, it would be unknown to us, but I highly doubt it. What are your intentions on Praxis?
Possibly buy a transport ship and get ourselves back home.
We have many drive yards here.
Anything with FTL capability?
We have nothing so ancient as FTL.
Ancient? What does this mean? Some sort of
Okay,
strange.
you're speaking my language already.
They say ancient, and yet they have never heard of where we come from. Sillies.
Like
yeah,
a
I'm not trying
silly.
to understand.
Uh,
Would you be able to help us procure a ship? I'm certain that you don't accept our currency.
What kind of currency do you have?
Credits?
What are these credits?
It's our version of money.
Let me see one.
I'll pull out a cred chip.
You slide it across the table. Credit chips are very much like about the size of a thumb drive, and it basically contains all of your banking information on it. It's not a physical object; as more as a virtual object.
Yeah.
He looks at it. I can do nothing with this.
Exactly. Would there be a way for us to earn money on your planet so that we could buy a ship?
He sits back in his chair, and his long fingers begin to tap and rap on the table as he looks at each of you. Do you have any unique qualifications?
Uh, I'm in law enforcement. I'm a bounty hunter, basically.
What is this law enforcement? I do not understand law enforcement.
Basically, people who break the law, I hunt down. People who break the rules, I hunt down. Bring them back for justice.
No one breaks rules. Why would people break rules? I don't understand this. That is not a possibility.
I've also yet to meet a ship that I can't fly or a gun that I can't fire.
He looks over at the rest of you, waiting for a response from each of you.
you
Echo's
have
gonna
go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry.
Um, you have no military.
We have, we do have a star force, yes.
That is basically what we are. In a nutshell.
In that little thing that you have appeared in,
Pretty much. Our ship was much bigger.
so your ship's changed size.
No.
Yes.
Remember the explosion you picked up 2 solar days
Yes,
ago?
yes.
That was my ship.
Hmm.
This is merely one of the escape pods.
I see. I see.
So you've never heard of our galaxy. Would you be interested in knowing more about where we come from, expanding knowledge?
I wouldn't. I can give a damn less.
Hmm.
What about your superiors and other people in your government?
Perhaps the central agencies and possibly maybe some of the xeno researchers. They may wish to have some of this information. They may trade you something for it.
We're open.
A xeno researcher?
Yes, things that they research creatures and places that are within the known universe.
This is outside of known universe.
Then I think they're gonna love us.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at us. We look weird.
We are a
They may
strange
love
batch.
you to talk to you, or they may love you to put you on dissection table. Who knows?
No.
Those are thoughts that should be running through the backs of your heads
Yeah.
right now.
Aries has
Definitely.
been there, so. Uh, do you have mental physician? Uh, by chance?
Do you need reprogramming?
I am not programmed. I'm why? What's the word? Organic. But yeah, she explains that she needs her head checked out.
Ah, so you need reprogramming.
I'm not sure if I liked this word.
No, I think she just needs her arm fixed.
That too.
Yes, we have many locations where you can go that we can do. And he starts going through lists of things that you could do. There are doctors. Reprogramming, as he goes through to describe things, reprogramming is basically their version of psychology. When somebody's
Ah.
psychology doesn't match up with the way society works,
Get
they reprogram that
reprogrammed.
person so that person fits with society.
Okay, I don't
Ooh.
know if I want to go that far.
Yeah, how about we just get your arm fixed, Aries?
Yeah.
You're fine the way you are.
No.
There
Not
are
really.
cyber docs. There are biophysicians. There are lots and lots and lots of things here. You discover that praxis is actually the central nexus to a lot of scientific research of all kinds. And of particular note, probably more so to Ravaiella than to anybody else, and actually maybe to Pixis as well, is the fact that they do have a very large central storehouse of information about this sector of space, what they call all of known space, which is pretty extensive area. The amount of actual space that they have traveled and that this civilization knows about is probably 3 or 4 times as much as where you've come from.
So I would probably then ask if I could exchange my knowledge for theirs in this facility.
And you will be given directions. You're also each given, and you can put this on your character sheets in your inventory section, you're also each given a small like wrist computer which has a holographic interface to help you get around the city. It has maps, it has communication devices, and an upgrade to your translator matrix.
All right.
Pretty generous.
And you're also given an offer by the Port Authority himself to purchase your shuttle as an antique.
Wonder if it'll be enough to cover a, better ship to leave here with.
No, it's more of like a curiosity. Basically, the kind of things that they're offering you, and you all understand this by the time you're done speaking with the Port Authority. You pretty much figure out that you're like kids with your favorite bicycle that you built yourself from stuff from a junkyard, and this guy is offering you $5 where you feel it's worth 100. He's giving you 5. You understand you're being screwed, but you don't really have much of a choice because you have no currency of any kind that they want. The cred chips that you have are not much more than a curiosity. Um, the amount of money that you're given for your ship, for your cred chips, for your data pads, for all the basic gear that you have that has any information about where you've come from is almost enough that the 6 of you could be in an apartment for in a week, is basically how much you've been given.
Oh. Feel like I'm being gypped.
No, you're being set up by the plot to make sure that you have nothing left over to force you into taking jobs.
Yeah.
I refuse to work in a brothel.
No.
What is brothel?
Nothing, Aries. Don't worry about it. Nobody's putting you there, Luno.
People will die.
Nope.
That's funny.
Which
We
is
don't
actually
use
a
the
big
P word.
surprise. It's a big surprise that he actually if a group of females had landed in Sol Sector down on their luck, things had exploded, they didn't have money, most likely almost any place you've ever gone, they would have immediately recommended going to one of the brothels or one of the other types of trades that would be considered quote unquote seedy. He didn't suggest a single one of those kinds of things.
So he is not. Well, Ares wouldn't know why.
Nor has he suggested that you would be guns or mercs for hire.
That's really, really
okay.
weird, guys. He's
It
not
is.
offering us to be hookers or mercs.
He has offered money for your weapons and armor and all the rest of that kind of stuff, and even attempted to get Lunafia's stone, which he is particularly intrigued with. He thinks that's a very interesting object. But I'm going to assume that your actual fighting gear and other objects like that, you are going to stay away from selling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't getting my stuff.
They're not getting my sniper rifle.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, kind of attached.
Okay. So basically, you've been given enough money and then turned out into the world for 1 week's worth of expenses for the 6 of you.
Did he make
But
any suggestions for where to get employment around here?
yes, he has given you. He noted them on the map for you on your hollow maps. The academic research facilities, specifically. Give me a second. You've been given directions to academic research facilities. You've been given directions to a number of different ports that sell used vehicles. You've been given locations where you can find jobs, like literally job recruitment centers for stuff that's very mundane, like secretary, or garbage hauler, or that kind of stuff.
Yay.
You've also been given information about the nightlife. Um, there's a number of clubs. There's a number of places to go gamble or to have fun, of all sorts of different kinds of stuff.
Ladies, I think we're going to be very, very bored here for a while.
And so here you stand on the front doorstep into a planet that is a city. Praxis is the entire planet is covered by a city, except for a few of the bodies of water, which have desalinization plants all around them that provide the liquid for the planet. Other than that, even the central core of the planet, which is a nickel and iron combination, is used to heat and fuel the entire city.
Wow.
I say we head over to the academics first and see if maybe we can Indiana Jones our way out of here.
Mhm.
Sooner we get out of here, the better. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I
don't
don't
really
like
fit
any
in.
of this.
Now you're talking. I mean, books is my life.
Well, that and I'm thinking the whole idle hands analogy.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
it's
you.
probably best to keep busy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble if I sit around too long.
Yep.
I'll get rusty.
Okay, so do you want to go look for a place to call a quote unquote base of operations first? Or do you want to go to the academic place first?
We'll get a base of operations first, then head to academics.
Okay. Are you looking for something high scale, moderate, or low?
Moderate.
Whatever we can stretch out the longest.
Yeah, whatever we can stretch out the
Yeah.
longest.
Then that would be probably the low.
Yeah.
You could probably get 2 weeks, maybe even 3 if you really skimp, if you go to the low accommodations.
That'll work.
I can
All
work.
right. So you will start heading your way towards the low section of the city. It's a quick turbo lift ride, and you zip across the city very quickly on what you would think to be kind of like a tram train, and you end up in a part of the city that has all sorts of sights, sounds, and brand new, glorious and not quite so glorious smells.
Lovely.
As the doors open, you see a street that's not quite as clean as what you had seen when you stepped out of the Port Authority.
Something tell.
It's not dirty like, like the slums of the Sol sector. It's cleaner than that. It's not like, drug alley or some such thing, but it's a lower sector. You can definitely tell that the buildings are closer together. They're a little bit more crowded. A lot more common things here. Mom and pop shops.
Interesting.
It's home.
Yeah, it's more geared towards us.
So you're standing on a street. You can see at least you see about 2 restaurants, 5 or 6 little mom and pop shop type things, a bodega on the corner, what you would call a neon lights glowing around you. The city street is full of all sorts of different types of humanoids, dressed in all sorts of different fashions.
Cool.
Start seeing if we can find rentals.
And you start walking down the street together.
Yeah.
You 6 ladies walk down this street. You're not even pulling odd looks. Nobody seems to even care. Ares is wearing her armor. Nobody seems to care. Matter of fact, you do see a few people do carry weapons with them.
Maybe
Okay.
this place won't be so bad.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of what's that movie where everyone was like having their emotions? The anti-emotion pills with Bale.
Oh, you're talking about
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling too. I'm getting that vibe.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You know what? Go ahead. Each of you can roll me an insight check on that.
Yeah, it was seeming like, I don't know, a little unusual. Insight. Whoa, good. Yay.
Wow. So Echo and Ares, you're like, wow, very Equilibrium type feel. The rest of you are like, whatever, no
Whatever.
big deal. Except for Lunafia. Lunafia, you can feel your stone pulsing in your chest.
This is not good.
Yeah, it's a little. The stone is anxious. It's heightened your senses.
Something's amiss.
Something's not
And
quite right.
yeah, something does not feel right to your stone more so than it does to you. And you're given directions via your little holograms. You're given directions to what you'd be considered apartments, which is down at the end of the street. And you can see a tall building, probably 30, 40 stories tall, down at the end of the street. Very thin, kind of wedged between what looks like a tenement of some kind and a department store.
What do you want to do?
Rent an apartment.
Well, let's head that way.
Okay. You go through the sliding glass doors, or what they call glass here anyway. It's transparent. Who knows if it's glass? Into a lobby. Behind the desk is a slightly reptilian, possibly male, who has 6 arms, and he's kind of a purple color with black stripes across him. He wears a t-shirt that has, of course, 6 armholes in it. He's really not much taller than Lox. He's kind of short, but he's wider than the Goliath.
Hello.
Wow.
What do you 6 want?
Got any rooms for rent?
I have plenty of rooms.
We need 6.
Just
How
like
long?
your arms.
3 weeks? Give or take?
Payment up front.
Okay.
This guy's awesome.
So you start dealing out your money, which very much like your credits. It's just, he swipes a card to take the money off it. He goes and he gives you each. It looks like a little blue cube, not much bigger than a 6-sided die. A little blue cube. Here's your keys. Would you? He looks you each up and down. Ladies, need anything else?
What is your name, good sir?
I'm called Pox.
Locks.
Well met.
No, my name's Pox.
My name's Locks.
It's a little confusing.
Well, isn't that the damnedest thing?
Sure is.
Well,
Yeah,
would you?
I shake one of his hands.
It's sweaty.
Ah, sick.
So gross.
Yes, it is kind of gross.
Could you tell us what year it is, sir?
What? What?
Where are we? What time, what day, what place? I know we're in like what section? I'm just confused on where we're. Do we get a lease to sign?
No, you don't have a lease. Do you want a lease?
No, I think we're good.
Is there anything wrong with her?
A little bit. Just answer her questions, humor her. We find it works best.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Do I need to call a reprogrammer?
Nope. This is one of the side effects. She was recently reprogrammed. We're just waiting for it to kick over.
I don't want no trouble now.
No trouble, sir. Guaranteed. You have my word on it, Pox.
That's good. I don't want no trouble in my place.
No trouble. No trouble.
Well, to answer your questions there, little lady, you're in Praxis. This is Sector 4G.
Can you tell us anything important about this sector? I'm new to the area.
That's pretty obvious. If you've come here looking for a place to stay for 3 weeks, then you must have just come in on a transport.
I suppose you're right.
So what's the date?
He gives you a date that you don't recognize.
Their date system may be different to ours.
Yes, it is incredibly different.
I think for now we should just go to our rooms and discuss what we're gonna do next.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check this room out.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Pox. I'm
I
sure she'll
wonder-
be fine after a nap.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, if you need anything, just get on your comm system and hit 0. It'll come to me.
Thank you so much.
The elevators are very simple. They're Elevators are elevators throughout the entire known and unknown galaxy. They're the exact same. You hit the number and you go to that level. In this case, you hit the symbol and go to that level. All of your rooms, for simplicity's sake, are on the same level.
Okay, so we have our own rooms, so we're not like in one room.
And it did indeed take up just about every spare, for lack of a better word, credit that you guys use, or you guys earned earlier from selling your stuff off. That's what it took.
Well, I wonder if his idea of 3 weeks is the same as our idea of 3 weeks. If
Good point.
We'll find out.
Well, they did say that it had taken 2 solar days and it took us 2 days to get here. So I don't know if they measure weeks the same way, but they seem to measure days the same way.
Yes, they do measure weeks the same way. Matter of fact, you can look that stuff up right on your little hollow thing.
Well, ladies, we should probably settle in and then haul our butts over and see if we can get some money.
Right.
You have 21 solar days of an apartment. The apartments are actually very sparse.
Like
They're
a
sparse.
studio thing.
They're not quite a studio, but you have what you would call a eating kitchen, big enough for maybe 2 or 3 people
Okay.
if you crammed. You have a small living space that has a video screen embedded in one wall, and you have a private bedroom that comes off that living space. And then all 3 of you, or all 6 of you, have the exact same layout for your places.
All right. That's not bad though, really.
No.
It's better than a cryostasis pod.
Oh, much roomier than a cryostasis pod. Each one of your apartments is roughly 2 times the size of the shuttle. I mean, they're very small, but they're not dirty. There's no stains. The walls are a plain, just off white color. Kind of like the tabletop is on Fantasy Grounds right now. It's that kind of color. It's kind of got this modeling to it. Um, the the vid screen works perfectly fine. It's voice activated. Uh, your cubes are used to enter your room. You basically put them in a little slot that's in the doorway, and the door slides open for you. And then when you walk inside, the cube pops out the other side in a little tray.
Cool.
Chat wants to hurt you.
I
Wow,
know they
thanks,
do.
chat.
Yeah, they're like, we need them to get into a fight so we can heal them.
How
We're
late in the day?
working on.
What was that?
Sorry, how late in the day is it?
It's still late afternoon, maybe early evening. It's not quite getting dark yet. But granted, being a city planet, who knows how dark it does get because of the lights and stuff from the city itself.
Can we like look up the time of this academic place? Like if basically I'm asking if we can use the internet to find out what time this place that we were going to go to closes.
Yes.
Google it.
You're going to Google it. All right, so you Google it, and you find out that it is open all solar day long. As in, does not close.
I think we
And
should-
it is in Sector 1A, also known as the City Center.
What do you guys think? I think we should go today. I mean, we don't really have the luxury of time to sit
Yeah.
around.
Agreed.
Definitely. Let's go today.
Alrighty, so after you explore your rooms for a little bit, you will go ahead and move yourselves back outside, and you go back down the elevator. Pox is still in the front desk.
Hey, Pax, what's the quickest way to City Sector A?
Whereabouts in Sector A?
Academic Center.
Oh, the academic. Oh, that's a good place to go. Y'all scholars?
Something like that.
Are you gonna be going there dressed like that? He kind of points out the armor and weapons.
Is there something wrong with the armor and weapons?
Well, typically, yeah, don't kind of, you know, walk into a government facility with armor and weapons on unless you're looking for some trouble.
So I would demonstrate, casual clothes and just my hands and ask him if he thinks I'd be okay.
Well, yeah, I think you'd just be fine. And he actually points at you, Lunafia, and Pixis, since the three of you are the most street worthy, as it were. Points at the three of you. I think three of you would just be fine. Maybe a sidearm would be okay to bring around, but unless you're going to be selling off that antique there, and he points over at the Goliath.
Oh,
You're
it's
be
not
selling off those.
antique.
Then I'd suggest that you perhaps leave things behind. I'll run a secure facility here. Nobody will ever break in.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I think maybe we should leave our weapons behind.
And while you're up in your rooms putting your stuff away, I'll get you some transportation. Free of charge. You're new around here. I can help you out.
Well, thank you, Pox.
I'm nervous about leaving my gear.
You and me both, Aries, but we don't have a choice.
I know, but we don't want to cause trouble just yet.
We could split up.
I need to go to that academic center personally.
Yeah, I think we all do.
And
Yeah.
besides, I don't think we should be splitting up on a strange planet right now.
Then we'll
Not
have to
yet.
leave the gear behind.
Okay.
I'm bringing my sidearm.
Yeah, oh yeah, so am I.
If I have to leave my rifle behind, I'm bringing this little pistol with me.
Oh yeah, if I have to check it at the front desk while I'm there, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that, but it's going with me.
Yeah, bring the Beretta with. At least that.
I want to try and hide my gun or something. I'm pretty weak otherwise.
Okay. All right. So basically, you guys are going to be bringing sidearms. Yes.